Well, everybody, this is Pastor Barry Jones, and this is my wife, Angie.
Hi.
And we were asked during our first video, somebody put in the comment section a question about when one of you is an introvert and one of you is an extrovert, trying to find that space. And it was the introvert that was, I believe, talking when she asked that question. And when you're cooped up in the house, that can lead to some very interesting conflict, dependent on what your personality is. And so I was thinking about that and how to address it. And I thought about Rachel Perez. Rachel Perez is with us here, and she teaches our Step 3 class at Scott Springs Church. And what she goes through during that evening is the personalities and how that affects your ministry. And what I wanted to do was attempt to record this Zoom meeting. I hope it goes well. We've had some interesting technical difficulties up until now, but we're hoping to just get a quick interview and just talk about some of those subjects, and then we're going to share that. Rachel, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
We're good. I am an introvert trapped in my house with all these wonderful people that I love. It's great.
Yes. One of the things that you texted to me earlier before the meeting was if it would be okay for you to shoot this video from your car, because that's the only place that you can go to and not be disturbed.
Yes.
And I said that would be perfect.
It ended up working out that I just kicked
what we're trying
everybody
to
out.
talk about.
It's fine. We're fine. I know that, go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, I know that you had texted me just a couple of things, some talking points. And the first one I struggled with the most actually was about how to accept each other, because it's more than just being here tightly together for an extended period of time. It kind of digs down deep and exposes all the things that you didn't really know were bubbling, because you get to go leave and do your own thing, and then come back and sort of not really have to deal with it. And I think the key point that you hit on it at first when you texted me was just to be accepting. And it, over the years, David and I have been married 18 years. And I think somewhere along the way, I realized that there's a difference between accepting and understanding. I don't have to understand why David feels cooped up and is really desperate to get out and go see people. I do have to accept it, because I'm called to be what he needs as his wife. And it's kind of like this sort of Spock mentality of like, I'm going to set my feelings of why I don't understand to the side and just minister to him as someone who accepts his needs. So for me as an introvert, I've learned that communication is a big deal, and just to be pretty direct. Nobody's a mind reader, and just say, I ask you not to understand why I need to go in this room and close this door right now, but I ask you to accept that I need to go in this room and close this door right now. And that's pretty, it's pretty key to just be able to remember that just because you're enabling something to happen for someone else doesn't mean that you understand why they need it. You love them enough to allow them to have the space and time to be who God created them to be, and to have their needs met in the way that God designed them to have those needs met. It's a big difference. I'm never going to understand, but I can absolutely accept. So that's a big deal.
I like that.
Yeah. So I think that I know that for Angie and I, I'm the introvert. I need time alone. Angie is the extrovert. She needs time with people. So she's sucking the energy out of me right now. And always. And so you kind of touched on how to communicate some of those things. I guess you kind of wrapped up all three things that I talked about. But I guess, what are some things that you do in order to basically make sure that you find, as an introvert, that you find time for yourself? Because you're in the house with 3 other people.
Yeah. And it's not just, it's really easy to sort of only focus on what I need and say, well, here's how I meet my needs. But the truth is, one of the things that I've learned is a calendar is a big deal in our house. I'm a planner. And so it meets a very real need for me to be able to know what's coming and see what's coming down the pike and sort of mentally prepare for that. But it also gives space to David's needs. for him to say, hey, I want to go do this thing this weekend, or I want to go be extroverted. And so for me to mentally prepare and say, okay, well, I'm going to allow time for that, but I'm also going to block out time and know that if I don't have downtime this weekend or today, then I'm not going to function well. And if mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. But the truth is, if neither one of us is, if either one of us is struggling that way, then it's a struggle for all of us. So a calendar and being willing to compromise and sort of look ahead. We joke, but early on in our marriage, one time it was a school night, and David said, hey, let's go see a movie. I'm a teacher. And I said, it's a Tuesday. We can't do that. And he's like, oh, you never want to be spontaneous. We've been married, I think 6 months, maybe. You never want to be spontaneous. And I said, well, you know what? We don't have anything going this coming Saturday. We can be spontaneous all day long. And he said, wait, you're planning to be spontaneous? And I said, I literally could not. I had no idea why that was a problem. No clue. And so now we'll joke. And recently I just said, hey, why don't you take me out to dinner tonight? And we put on our shoes and we left. And I said, hey, look at me being spontaneous. So I think getting out of our comfort zone a little bit, but also being able to look at what's going on as an introvert and say, okay, I know this time is coming. I've blocked out some time for myself. Allows me to be able to sort of push through the needs of all the other people around me and meet those needs, and then know that I have this time coming where I can just go for a walk or close the door or whatever it is I need.
Right.
The psychological ability to anticipate and know that it's coming gives me the freedom to be in the moment with the people that I love.
Right. And we have to do that for each other. Yeah. I intentionally don't plan people to come to our house or big activities too many days in a row.
Yes.
For me, I could do it almost every day. I would have a problem having people over to the house and surprising him with that. And so
that's not a good surprise.
Not for an introvert. For me, it would be great.
Yeah.
But
and the other thing
is so what I have to do is kind of look at the schedule and see how many days I've already asked him to participate in something with people and kind of go back. But he also has to look at the schedule and think, okay, there have been I've put her off on inviting these people over, or I've put this off or that off, or this party off or that off. And he has to be able to say, you know what, it's time for me to relinquish a portion of my time, my blocked space, in order to give her the things that are good for our family in general.
Yeah. And another thing is that, while she helps me on that end, I also have to take responsibility for me being an introvert, which you talked about when you talked about the calendar. One of the things that if I want time to myself, I have to get up early. So I get up before everyone else gets up. I'd rather not get up earlier, but if I want that time, I have to take responsibility for it and I have to claim it and find a spot for it. So
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Rachel, thank you so much. The fourth person in this video, that was Taz barking a little while ago, just so you know who that barks at least once every time we try to film a video.
It's fun.
And it's so much fun.
It's spontaneous.
It's spontaneous.
There you go. Angie's smiling. Barry is not.
Barry is not. Very nuts. So, but Rachel, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. And everybody, that's our video for this week. And thank you, and God bless.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Say bye, Rachel.
Bye.